Alright guys, so this is a little add-in. What is this? Alright guys, this is a little postscript. I'll show you this real quick first. I just made a room down here that's going to collect our stuff coming in. It's uber decorated, right? Super fancy. Not at all, but anyway, we've got drops coming in here. Stones just because I ran out of room. Got plenty of melons and stuff like that, and pumpkins are coming in. Alright, and threw down some work tables, of course, workbenches, design elements, and also helpful because we got to turn this stuff into paper and whatever. Anyway, alright, so that's just a work in progress, but what I want to show you here is we do have a problem with this farm, and the problem is due to that clock, which is based on the water evaporation thingy here. All right, the BUD block update detector. All right, so okay, I'm not very good with redstone. I'm learning, right? So I took this opportunity to try to figure something out on my own and invent a little fix. Now, invent is a very strong word. I'm sure if you did enough Google searching, I'm sure somebody has created the same exact thing somewhere, I don't know. But I worked out in a creative world, our redstone world, I did work out a fix for this problem. Now, right now everything's happening, everything is fine. This block update detector is here, and that's going to evaporate. It's going to do its little click over, it's going to launch and snap back. Now, I've sat AFK for about 8 hours today while I went to work, and when I came back I looked at those chests I just showed you, and I was like, hey, there's not enough stuff in here. And I came up here and I went over here to check and see what happened, and what I found to be happening every once in a while, I don't know why it happens, but it does happen once in a while. When this thing fires, these blocks, this contraption here, the 2 redstone blocks and the 2 slime blocks, they get left over here in the on position. In other words, the piston fires and then retracts, but it loses contact with this slime block. So it retracts, and then the slime blocks are sitting over here, and the piston is over here powering this, and it just stays there. And when this has power running constantly to it, that means our farms upstairs stop working because the slime blocks on all of our farms are fully extended, which means they're covering the growth areas for the plants, the crops up there, so they can't grow. And I don't know why it does that. It just seems to be random. Sometimes it's just like, I don't know why. It must just be maybe it's a slightly laggy thing in this world because it's amplified. I don't really know. Maybe you guys know better than I do. So what I needed to come up with was a fix, because we can't have that. That if these blocks stay over here powering the farms are broken. I don't know. Like, there's nothing telling me that that's happening. And I don't want to have to manually try to fix it every time it does happen, and I'm not going to come here and check. I mean, the whole point is this needs to be an AFK farm. I want to stand here, all day, leave the game running all day, and collect items. So I had to build a little fix. It's pretty simple, but it'll look a little bit convoluted because there's probably a much more compact way to do it than the way I came up with. But this is what I could come up with, my limited redstone knowledge. But anyway, it works. It is a fix. So what happens is when basically this redstone block is sitting here, in fact for now, well, it's gonna keep firing, but what we could do to mimic this is let's put a block here. See that fired, it's fine, and we'll put a switch on the back or on the top, and we'll just turn it on. So what happens is, when this fires, these blocks all sit in this position, and this retracts and loses contact here. So then it just sits there and then becomes not a bud at all. Everything's now locked. Our farm can't grow anything. All the pistons are extended up there, covering the crops, and it's locked here. So I was like, okay, well, if this block is sitting here, we need to know if this signal is on for too long. Then we need a way to kick out another signal that will run a signal into this piston and turn it on, fire it, so it'll snap back out, grab the blocks, and pull them back. We got to make some room here because, oh boy, yeah, I hope I can dig into this wall. We don't need to go too far over, just a little bit. We're gonna have this be powered. Is that gonna? No, it doesn't matter, right? Okay, so when this is extended, this is going to be powered here, and we also need to have another, let's do this here, and we'll have another repeater, oh boy, to take the signal, just like this one, take the signal out. So what we're going to do, I have to go back kind of far here, so let's hollow some of this out. What we need to have happen here, let's I'm going to keep everything that has redstone on it on top of another, on top of a stone brick. So I have to put a little bit of a clock in here, but it's not really a clock. It's just a way to measure if it's there for too long. If it snaps boom boom in and out, then that's great. So a short signal here, a really short pulse, is fine. We don't want it to do anything. But if it's if it sits here and the signal stays on, then we need it to do something. So the way I came up to do that was to put in basically a hopper clock type device, right? We'll do 10 just to be safe. I guess. So this is the situation we're trying to fix, right? So right now, if this is powered, it's powering this block, which is locking this hopper right here. So this hopper's locked, meaning it can accept items, but it won't let them flow back out. Now, that means this hopper is empty. So when this hopper is empty, that's when we want to take a signal out of it. The way that we know if a hopper is empty or full is, of course, we take a redstone signal out of it with a comparator. Right, so the comparator will tell us if there's an object in here, it's going to light up, right? If I take those out of here and I put them in there, now they're in there, they're draining, but they have a signal. Then it goes off when they go into that hopper over there. And that hopper's locked because of this power, so this stays empty, which means it's going to turn this signal off. So this is not going to be powered. So when that goes away, one item keeps passing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? So we have to lock this hopper. So we're going to do that with a torch. Right underneath that hopper's locked. It's holding those items, which means we have a signal coming out of here now. We're going to put a block there. So we'll do that by running a line over here, like so. And I got those blocks mixed up there. Okay, so if I turn this on and we get that situation I'm talking about, and it locks forward, now this hopper is locked and it accepts the items because this signal from here comes down, runs into it, turns this torch off, which unlocks this hopper, lets the items drain into this one, thereby turning off this signal here, which is going to do whatever we want it to do over here. We will turn this back off. Now, see, this is going to fill back up. There it goes. All right, 10 items because that's really short. If this redstone block stays over here for longer, for long enough to let 10 items drain, that means it's messed up, right? Anything longer than 5 items is long enough to know that this is messed up. We need to do this first. So we're going to take this out. We need a surface here to run a redstone signal to. So this is going to eventually turn into here, and it's going to power that hopper when we need it to. But for now, we're going to keep it off. So right now, this has got a signal running into this block, and what we're going to do is we're going to invert that signal. Give me a repeater. Oh boy. Right there. Okay. So this is all powered because there's items there. This is the correct state, which is powered, which means if we just ran a line down here, it would turn that on and it would just power it. All right, so what we need here is so this power is coming from the comparator into the block, which is fully powering this repeater, which is fully powering this block, which is going to extend that. Yep. And then we need a block up here. Now what this is going to do, we also want a repeater down here. All right, and we're going to put this on 4 ticks. So it has a pause. What we're using this block for, and this piston, is using this block, we're going to cut a redstone line. Okay, when this block is extended, all right, it's no longer, there's no signal coming through. All right, see? So when this block pulls back, retracts, it's going to allow this redstone signal to go up over the block and around and into this piston here. With this block extended, it cuts the signal, right? So if this block is retracted, there's power going through the whole time. All right, so this is really all we needed to do. This is our entire fix right here. Everything is done. Now let's see what happens if this thing gets locked in that state that way. There you go. And see that quick pulse? That's what we want. This is the other problem I ran into. I was like, okay, well, I can run a signal over here. So all that happens, and this block gets stuck, and we run power through all that, and I've got it all set up, and the items drain, and it turns off the power over there, which will, invert, and then we run power. The power will go into here, but then that will make this piston extend. If this piston if it's broken and it's retracted, it'll extend. It'll extend out, grab the slime blocks, but because it has power running into it, it won't pull back. It'll stay extended because there's a solid signal running into it, right? So I needed this to do two things. I needed it to come down, send a signal, and then quickly turn it off. So basically it has to turn the piston on and then off. So it does extend, grab the slime blocks, and then pull them back. So the way to do that was you have a signal coming through here into this block. It's running a signal through here, which is on a delay. So when this signal turns off, what happens is this unpowers, which unpowers the piston, which retracts this block, which opens this circuit up. Well, when this retracts, this is holding power for 3 more ticks. So after this is pulled back and there's no power coming in, you still have power sitting here for 3 ticks running out. So this block moves back, power runs up and over into the piston, fires it, and then this repeater loses power because it only held it for 3 ticks. 3 ticks later, power goes out, which then turns off, and turns off the piston. So it works like a button, basically, is what's happening. This device right here, it's really hard, I should step back, but basically this device right here, with this block and this piston, all this, functions like a button when it gets a signal or doesn't get a signal, vice versa. It works like a button. And here it goes. Boom. See that? Now it stays. We don't have anything. It stays in that state. Like, this doesn't pop back. This will pop back once the real situation happens. And I can kind of show you that right now. Let's see. I'll actually do that. So let's take this out. Right? Oh, okay. So right now, this is the problem that happens when there's a piston here and it somehow breaks. Right? This is the result when this whole system breaks, and this is the problem I was having. These blocks have moved forward, and this piston has dropped them. It's extended and retracted, but it hasn't pulled them back. So they're sitting there powering it, powering our farm, powering everything upstairs, but the piston is retracted. So the question is okay, well, that's what I'm now you'll see how it's going to work. All right, you ready? Here we go, and so that's all there. Boom! It went out and grabbed it, and now it all functions. And see, nothing happens when it fires fast. Nothing happens here. It doesn't wreck anything. It's just when this gets stuck over there for some reason, then it'll run that little contraption and fire this off. There might be a really much easier way to do this. I have no idea, but this I came up with, which probably means there's a 99% chance, 99% chance, 99.9% chance that there is a much more compact way to do this. I think I'm going to do one thing, which is I'm going to pull out half of those blocks. So I don't think we don't need it. It just doesn't need to be that long. I hope it was followable. I'm not very good at doing these redstone tutorial type thingies. It seems, easy once you grasp it in your head, but it's really hard to describe it to to describe to other people. It's difficult to explain all what's going on, especially when I'm talking about unlocking a hopper, unlocking that hopper, and unlocking this hopper, and then locking it, and then unlocking it, and that locks it, and this locks it, and those are locked, and then it's unlocked, and then this is cutting the signal and uncutting the signal. It must sound like gibberish. But anyway, hopefully you guys followed it, and if you have any questions, just leave them for me in the comments, and I'll answer them as best I can. And like I said, this is probably all something you could find just on your own searches. I don't know. I thought, oh, here's an opportunity for me to try to come up with something on my own to make this all work. And yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself for doing that. Also here, I guess while we're down here, I could just show you, I did go ahead and make all the sugarcane drops, run through all these, slide around. Everything goes to a same drop channel, and then they go that way. I did kind of block this off. This is a little maze here. These are pumpkin melon drops down here that flow that way. Same for this. Sugarcane come running down through. That was the other block over there. They come running down through here. And get caught up in more water. They run down here. This is a big long slide of water. There they go. Some melons heading down that way. And this becomes our long pathway where our items run down. They drop into this channel here. And zip all the way down here. And then they go into our sorting system flow, which runs through. This is our it's our melon sorter, and then here we've got 2 things of sugarcane, because I'm pretty sure we'll have more sugarcane than we will melons and pumpkins. And then of course over here is pumpkins, and then here is all the stuff that you know, junk. I don't have a disposal unit tagged on at the end of this. I just figure items, if there's anything extra, they'll just float here and they'll despawn after 5 minutes. And of course I can't get out of here in this way. I can come out this way though, and maybe we should put some ladders here, but whatever. Oh, shoot. Of course I had to take that one out, right? Anyway, yeah, this design is very, very plain, very simple. I had a much bigger idea for something I was going to do. And, well, I mean, just while we've been working in there, look at how much we picked up. So, yeah, so if I AFK here tonight, we should be really filling some stuff up for sure. So we want a lot of paper. We want all kinds of stuff. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 chests, plus 2 at the top. That's 12 chests, plus all the hoppers full of sugarcane. And I mean, they're not full yet, but they can fill up. We have the same here. We have, not the same, we have half as much. We have 6 chests. There's 5 here, and then 1 at the top behind the stairs. I was going to put some lights up there. It's not center. It's a 2 block wide center, so I can't like hang a single chandelier down. But yeah, we'll put some stuff in here. I was going to put some redstone lights up there. So there we go, and we'll finish up designing this stuff later on. I just wanted it to be functional so that if I AFK here, it won't break. Because that's pretty frustrating to sit here for 6 hours. I mean, we picked up, there were more in those chests there than I picked up all day sitting here AFK. So I'm a little bummed by that. But hey, you know what? It happens. Find problems and fix them. That's the cool thing about Minecraft, right? And again, I am pretty stoked that, whoa, I don't know what that was all about, but I'm pretty stoked that I was able to figure that out. I'm feeling kind of proud of myself, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I am. So, you know, so if you have any redstone questions at all, you need to figure out how to build robots and flying machines out of slime blocks, anything like that, missile launchers, you know, just call me. Ask me. I know how to fix everything. That's absolutely not true. Wow. Just rolling in the iron. Rolling in the iron. Okay, I got to keep an eye on this. We need more chests in here, because this is just, I'm going to forget sometimes to come and check it, and we're going to overflow this, and then we're going to have, yeah, we need to expand this room. All right, guys, well, that's it. Thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll be back with a full episode later on. All right, guys, take care.